Hi Shireen, I just wanted to give you some feedback on your week 3 work. You've done everything correctly for this week. There was a lot of work that you had to do, and you've done a great job, and the work is of a very high standard. So what I'm going to do with this video is just go through some of the things that might be missing. They're tiny things that be worth 1 or 2 marks. So I'll just mention them so that you can have a chance to correct them and get it ready for inking, which you can do before week 8. So the first thing with the toy isometric drawing, I just wanted to check whether you needed to have the scale. Got the wrong brush set up, sorry about that. So is the scale the same as your orthogonal, which I think is 1 to 2? So just be mindful of that. The other thing was, I'm not sure if these circles here, they look like they're sticking up, they look a bit funny, so I just wanted to make sure that you have actually drawn them correctly in the isometric view. So I'm actually going to draw a square. Imagine that square is 3D. That's now an isometric cube. So I'll do it see-through. And if there is a circle somewhere on your toy, it should actually be drawn in the isometric view. So that's how you draw circles in isometric. So just go ahead and check that on your drawing. So that's the isometric, so good job. Now we'll move on to the orthogonal. So your views are correct. They are aligned correctly, they're equidistant from each other, which is good. The only thing missing is with labelling, so we need this to be labelled front, side, and top. You might want to also have a look in the technical drawing specifications handout, which I'll pull out here, and there is advice on how to do lettering. Just shut my email down, sorry about that. Let me just get... So in this handout, which I know you've got, there is information on how to do lettering. So it's on page 16. So I know you've had a really good go here, but it's actually better if you keep... See how the capital letters you've made bigger? It's actually better if just everything's the same height. The reason for that is it's a drawing for manufacture, so any kind of artistic representation of type is going to draw attention away from the information on the drawing. So the other thing you might want to look at is in terms of dimensioning really narrow distances. So at the moment you've drawn the 10 inside your projection lines. Another way you can do that for really tiny measurements is you put your projection lines for the area you want to measure, and you actually draw the dimension lines on the outside of the projection lines. So that's another way of doing it if you've got a really small measurement. The one other thing was that this angled line here actually makes it look like the front view has got some 3-dimensional qualities happening. So remember that with an orthogonal, it's just 2D, a flat view. We're not going to see any depth. It's all going to be squashed. Like imagine there's a piece of paper in front of it, and every line that you see gets squashed back onto that. So we don't see any of those angled lines. The other thing missing is your third angle orthogonal symbol. And again, you can, and that's 1 mark, so you can check it out on page 24 in that handout. I think that's about it for that one. Now your scale is accurate, and it's a really good drawing, so well done. We're just going to move on to your Scamper page. This was fantastic, absolutely delightful. I really liked the way you substituted your magnet here for a caterpillar or a worm, because because it is an apple. And I like that you've also included little 2D sketch up here. And what we can see here is visualization sketches that are 2D and 3D, which was the whole purpose. So great job there. You'll get a very good result for that. And your PMI, your descriptions here were terrific and so thorough and well considered. And they're the actual visualizations, and then the one you've chosen. So all up, a fantastic week of work. Just a couple of things there that you need to amend. Great job, Shireen.